Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2025 Fiat 500e Coupe. This model is finished off in rose gold. It also features the Icona edition package, and MSRP is just over $34,000. Now this is a full EV. This is powered by a 42 kilowatt lithium ion battery. It's also paired to a 400 volt front electric drive motor system, paired to a single speed transmission, pumps out 117 horsepower, 162 pound-feet of torque. It's front-wheel drive, weighs in around 2,900 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 7.8 seconds with a top speed of 93 miles an hour. It also has a total range of 162 miles, and its wheelbase is 91.4 inches. Its overall length is 143. It has a width of 66.3 and a height of 60.1 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling, this is definitely a neat little car, and in rose gold, it actually gives it a cool design, definitely very unique. Now up front, you'll notice the 500 badge along with some chrome accents, and there's also a separate housing for the headlights and the turn signals. You'll notice there's some body colored in between them, and the DRL up top is also separated by the hood, which is an interesting look. You'll notice too some gloss black trim accents up front, along with the rose gold grille with some cutouts to provide additional cooling. And then there's a few lines coming down the hood, which is very, very short. You'll notice too on the windshield, it does still have two wiper blades, but this one is angled because of how small and the angle of the windshield itself. Now on the side, this has a set of 17-inch wheels with 500 on the wheel cap. It's actually a really cool two-tone design with that multi-spoke look. You'll notice too, there's some gloss black trim accents with the Italian colors on them to give it a great look and just to help with some airflow, just having those aerodynamic styling elements. There's also body colored mirror caps. There's some chrome trim for the windows there. And then you'll notice La Prima is also part of that Icona edition package. So that badge is there along with 500, which is finished off in blue. You'll also notice there's a trim accent just above the door handles. And then hopefully you can tell just how small this is. Parked a little sideways in this parking spot, it is still a very small vehicle. Now in back, there is a backup camera and parking sensors. And then you'll notice LEDs for the lighting. There's a wiper blade too, and then a third brake light up top and the body colored spoiler. Now as we work our way to the cargo, you can use the control on the key fob to release it or the one up underneath. It is a manual opening lift gate. And for this four-seater, you still have some storage in the back. I have the charging cable underneath where there's also a few spare tire components. Really no storage under there, but this is the amount of storage that you have with the back seats up. Now you can push on that control, and then when you have the front seats in the right spot, you can fold down these back seats if you need a little bit more space. It is a small vehicle. If you're not looking for anything larger, this is a great city type vehicle for commuting with just some smaller items. Now on the driver's side, you have this control down to here, which will lock the vehicle, and then you can just reach under, pull the electronic release, and that is how you can open the door. Now on the driver door panel, you have an electronic release along with a grab handle. There's window controls, side mirror adjustments. There's also a manual release. So if the battery dies, you can use that to open the door, and you have a split design for the storage down below. Now this also has the cream vegan leather interior with 500 right there, and then some white stitching. These are also manually adjusting seats, and there's one tab here that you can use to pull the backrest forwards. From there, you do need two hands to slide the seat forwards, and that will give me room to hop into the back. So at 5'10", I'll work my way back here where it is definitely pretty tight. You'd have to move that seat up, of course. You get a cup holder with a little bit of storage, and then I do have a good bit of headroom. I can move this headrest up here, and now I'm touching there. So it is definitely tight. If you're maybe just going on a quick city run, I have an armrest here. I have the cargo window. You might be able to fit smaller kids in here better. I don't know if a car seat would fit. You would definitely have to move this seat up. But they are there if and when you need to use them, or you can use them for additional storage and of course folding them down. So as we hop in now, we're greeted with a two-tone design for the steering wheel. It's black leather and the cream. And then with my foot on the brake, I will push on the start button. And with the gauge cluster here, you'll notice on the left side, there's your battery. There's also the range. And then you can go through a little bit of information using the controls on the left side of the steering wheel. So you'll notice that we have the charge, eco, power. I can scroll down to a different menu here, and that looks to be about it for that setting. And then you can go left and right. So you can go through some of these tutorials. You have a slideshow. You can go through all of this information here and set this up the way that you would like. Then we can also go back and keep scrolling, even pull up the navigation in full screen here, which is helpful. You have music, you have some vitals that you can get into, even your lane keeping assist and some of those tech features, some more daily driving information, and then back to the home screen there. There's also your voice commands and Bluetooth controls. On the right side, there's cruise control. And then on the back side, volume is on this right side. And then on the left side, there's tuning for the audio. Now on the left of the steering wheel, you'll notice dimmer switches. There's fog lights along with traction control, one air vent. This model also has the rose gold dash. So that's a part of that Icona package, having that body colored. For the infotainment system, this is pretty easy to go through. So you have home screen on the left, where you have these split designs here. So you can quickly go through all of this information. You can get into your media. There's also comfort. So you can get into the heated seats. You have your climate adjustments, fan speed, where you'd like the air to go, all of that information when you have that on. There's also defrosters too. You can pull up the nav for this system as well, pair your phone to this, and then the last one is vehicle. So when you go under vehicle, you can get into the electric vehicle settings here and go through all of this information, including your charging. You have controls to shut the screen off, and then various settings to configure this the way that you would like. You'll also notice there's a few shortcuts up top, so you can get into some of these icons and various information. Now underneath that, there's two air vents along with lock and hazards, and then toggle switches for where you'd like the air to go. There's also fan speed, you have off, and then temperature adjustments. There's wireless charging down below along with an auxiliary, and then the gear selector. So with my foot on the brake, we can put it into reverse, and you have that backup camera. Not sure if you can tell the vehicle is humming right now. That is just something that EV vehicles do in reverse, just to alert people that you are moving. And then down below, you'll notice there's some storage space in the middle where you can actually pull this out, where you have one cup holder. And then there's volume and power behind that, the e-brake, and then a few different e-modes. So if you toggle this up, you can go into normal, there's range, and then the last one is Sherpa. So just depending on the style driving that you would like to do, you'll notice too on the left side that your range will change depending on the mode that you are in. So that way you can get an idea of how you're driving and the range that you will expect to see. You do have a little bit of storage with an auxiliary down below, and then you have a lot in the middle armrest there. There's also storage in the glove box, and then the rear view and dome lights up top. And then a really nice design for the headliner, and you have a good bit of visibility for this smaller vehicle. Now, before we get this out on the road, let's shut it off because it does play an interesting note, and then we'll get this out on the road. As we sat up behind the wheel now for the Fiat 500e, this is pedal to the floor right now, and we can get up to speed. So this is mainly more of a city commuter, I would say, especially with its range. You can go to work, come home, plug it in, and then you're good to go. So maybe it's a second car. This could be a daily driver if you really don't have any items, maybe a backpack like what I currently have for my camera gear. I don't really think you would really go on a long road trip or anything, especially with the range. So that is something to think about unless you're just driving around the city and just doing some short commuting trips. And then as far as headroom goes, talking about the space in here, at 5'10", I have probably 4 inches of headroom. So that's actually pretty impressive. You could be taller than me and fit in this vehicle. So that is nice for its smaller size, at least for the driver. You could be taller than me if you're looking for a small vehicle like this. And for the few miles that I've put on it, it seems to be really nice. It's definitely pretty quiet, as you expect for an EV car. And it has a good bit of technology features in it. So the screen is straight out of Chrysler products. So I have seen that screen before. It's definitely easy to use. And then everything else is pretty simple, but it's laid out well. So that way everything is easy to use. And if you just want a small commuting vehicle, this is a great option to go with. And it's also pretty quiet as well with road noise, wind noise, and traffic for this type of vehicle. But here we go, pedal to the floor again. It is definitely not fast, but it's still fun. You have instant torque for this being an EV, of course. Here is pedal to the floor. Now you can feel there's a small bump under the accelerator as soon as I push down even farther. It almost just gives you that extra bit of throttle response, which is neat. but this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Fiat 500e. You have a pretty close windshield. It's very large too, so you have a lot of visibility. A little bit of a pillar here, surprisingly, on both sides there. It would be nice if there was an additional window here just to see, but nonetheless, you have a lot of glass for this smaller car. And it's definitely very comfortable. I could see this, again, being a great city vehicle. There's really no other uses for it, in my opinion, other than just maybe you have a passenger, maybe you put someone in the back, but you could fit in all of your items. You could go grocery shopping in this and just have a fun little car to drive around. So personally, I think this would be a better second car if you just want something fun to cruise around in, zip around in. It's going to be good in the city as far as parallel parking, and the turning radius is very impressive too. So again, city type of driving, you can maneuver very, very well and really not have any issues with it, with its smaller size. So it's a neat model. There's really nothing that competes with this in terms of a small EV coupe like this. So it's kind of in a class of its own, and definitely a neat vehicle. And since this has a very small range, it makes it that much easier and quicker to charge. So since I don't have any fancy charging systems at my house, the charger that this model comes with just goes into a normal 3-prong outlet. From 63% to full probably took less than 12 hours. I plugged it in around 7 p.m. At 7 a.m. I unplugged it and it was fully charged. So you don't have to have a fancy charging system unless you just want to charge it very quickly. I believe it could charge in less than 20 minutes with a level 2 charger, or even some of the fast chargers with the small range. So that is really neat to see. And of course, this also has regenerative braking. So when I came to that stop there, you can see the charge meter as I let off the accelerator, and that will help with the charging system as well. That is going to wrap it up for the Fiat 500e Coupe. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads, and I will see you all in the next video.